open up my okay. So I'm going to go back to the Sphenic numbers. Okay, the 19 Sphenic numbers, we talked about this before, but these are the stuff that we didn't know before, so we know it now. So as I said, we're in a bigger place, so bigger stuff comes out. Okay, the 19 Sphenic prime is 195. Okay, these are the numbers that have 3 prime factors. And those 3 prime factors are different. They are not the same. Okay? 8 has 3 prime factors, but they're 2 times 2 times 2, so they repeat. These numbers, their factors are prime, but they do not repeat. They are distinct prime numbers. So, so this one right here is okay. So this one is 5, okay, times 41. Okay, so that's what this one, okay, 3 times 5 times 13. Okay, that's what this number is. 3 times 5 times 13. So 3 prime factors, 3, 5, and 13, and they are distinct. They're not repeating. So the 19th such number happens to be 195. 195 happens to be the numerical value of this K+H+A+Y+S in Surah 19. Okay? And you can verify this for yourself. Kaf is 20, Ha is 5, Ya is 10, so that's 35. Ain is 70, and Sad is 90. So that's 160 plus 35 is 195. Okay? So 195 safe prime is 205.43. So what is a safe prime? I discussed this before. A Sophie Germain prime is a prime of the type 2p plus 1. Okay? And 2p plus 1 means 2 times a prime number. 2 times 2 plus 1 is equal to 5. And that number is also a prime. So when you produce that prime, 5 becomes a safe prime. So the first Sophie Germain prime is 2, but the first safe prime is 5. Okay? So here, 195th safe prime happens to be 20,543. So the 798th lonely Gaussian prime happens to be 25,430, the same as the other one. But 798 is the sum of the frequency of K+H+A+Y+S in Surah 19. So you see, look, we started with the initials in chapter 19. The sum of the numerical value of the initials, which was 195. And we ended up with the number of repetition of these letters in Surah 19. Can you believe this? This is absolutely mind-boggling. Okay? So this knowledge today is appropriate for today. Tomorrow, we are going to have new knowledge by God's leave. Okay? So I repeated some of the stuff from before, but now we're looking at a different light. I'm looking at 9619 not just as a prime, but as a super prime. And the index of the super prime, it happens to be 9619, happens to be 195. And chapter 96, which was the first surah that was revealed, has 19 verses. Okay? Ask this question of yourself, why? Why? The question is why. Okay? What is this book is telling you to do and not to do? Okay? It tells you to be good, to do good deeds. Is that a bad thing? It tells you not to do the evil things that people do. Do not steal. Is that bad? Do not commit adultery. Is that bad? Do not commit homosexuality. Is that bad? Do not commit a lie. Do not say a lie. Is that bad? Do not cheat people out of their belongings. Is that bad? Now, that has been strengthened with these mathematical signs. Okay? So, we know that Surah 96 has 19 verses. We know that this was historically known, that this was the first one that was revealed. Okay? The index of composite 195 happens to be 150. And the 114th composite happens to be 150. And Quran has 114 surahs or chapters. So there we are. Okay? So we started with the 19th Sphenic prime. And as I said, we didn't know about this before. Today we know it. Tomorrow God will give us even something greater than this. Okay? This is what God's promise is. He says, I'm going to do this. Every psi is going to be greater than its sister. Okay? Aya is feminine. Okay? Either equivalent or better. This is what God's promise is. And so we have to trust Him with that. So every time we see these things, okay, we're at awe. Okay. We're at awe of the structure that God has created. Okay. And so we're indebted to Him. And as I said, today, accordingly, the place and the time that we're in, this dimension of the space-time continuum today, is completely different from yesterday. It's much bigger. And so, within the cosmos, the Earth and the Sun and all these galaxies are in a different place accordingly. Okay? They are in a different place. So this is not the same as yesterday. Although the clock shows, it's 11 o'clock Tuesday, last week was Tuesday, next week is going to be Tuesday again. Those Tuesdays are different. Okay. A tiger, the stripes on a tiger is unique to that tiger. It's like a fingerprint. The stripes on that tiger is not repeated in other tigers. Every tigers, they have their own stripes. Okay? Every tiger has its own stripes. Every leopard has its own spots. Every zebra has its own stripes. They're not repeating. They're unique. And that's what I said. I dare to say that every particle has its own property. We cannot measure it. When they say all the electrons have 0.511 MeV of mass, okay, that's the measurement that we are capable of measuring. Every electron in the universe, okay, is numbered. It has its own mass, its own property. Okay. By the way, there are only 10 to the 80. 10, 1 with 80 zeros. Okay? Particles in the entire universe. Okay? That's amazing. And we have numbers in the Quran that has, in the case of 19 Mersin prime, has 1,281 digits. Not 80 digits, 1,281 digits. Okay? So there's nothing compared to 10 to the 80. Okay? So are you telling me that God doesn't know about that proton in the belly of the star someplace in the Andromeda galaxy? That proton is a little bit different from the proton next to it. That proton is a little bit different than the proton in the Milky Way galaxy. Every one of them is different, just like the zebras. Do not repeat. Your fingerprint does not copying another fingerprint. It's unique to you. The leopard and the tiger and the zebra and the giraffe, they have their own markings. All of them are unique. Okay? So God wants to show us that uniqueness about His creation. That He just did not build the Model T Ford and stopped at that. Okay? Keeps going about this thing in a different ways. It's beyond our imagination and beyond our capability. Okay? So every single creature, every particle has its own property, and only God knows that. Okay? So we are, as I said, we are at this position right now, okay, that we see the beauty of these things. Okay? And how these things actually creating a book which tells you narrations and stories and history and everything. Okay? And it becomes clear to us, okay, how we should look at it, how we should translate it, how we should understand it. And then that's another subject I'm going to talk about it, inshallah, in the forthcoming Friday prayers and Quranic study, inshallah. So I'm going to stop here and we're going to